The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? Just waiting for Katie to message me to say you can hear me alright. We've got a couple of minutes to wait anyway. Okay, cool. Katie says we're on, so we're on. Please excuse me, I'm a total technophobe and I've never done this, so bear with. Welcome to tonight's 4cc clinic. So my name's Abby. I hope we've all had a brilliant weekend. For those of you that don't know me, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. Full time, I'm a learning coach at Rotherham College. I do love my job. It's never really going to give me the kind of future that I want. So I've been active with Forever for 4 years now, and I hold my hands up. For the first 6 months, I did absolutely nothing. The thought of contacting other people petrified me. I got no self-confidence, to the point that if I didn't know somebody, I struggled to even make eye contact. So the box stayed in the room for 6 months, and I kind of hoped that it'd grow a money tree, but as we all know, it doesn't. So my upline actually left the business at this point as well. So contacting Charlotte, who I'd only ever met once, was a big deal for me. She recommended that I book tickets for the QLS day. That was in the January. So that's what I did. I attended and it hit me like a ton of bricks. What was I doing? So I didn't want to be this person anymore. I wanted to be confident. I wanted to be independent. And more so, I wanted to prove to myself that I could do this. So from that day forward and the following day when I met Charlotte for a coffee in Starbucks, I just knew that all I had to do was listen to what she told me to do and do it. I knew it was down to me. I got no belief at all that I could make it work, and I didn't have a clue how I was going to do it. What I did know was that if I wanted to overcome all these things, then this was the vehicle, this was how I was going to get there. So I plugged in every single training and every event possible. I had to work and still have to work on my mindset daily. But I've now got a manager business, I've got a fantastic team, and by the end of 2016, I will have sacked the boss. Oh, the slides aren't clicking. Okay, so first slide, I'm just going to reiterate for those of you who are logging in for the first time, is how we do our first 4CCs. So personal use, use the products, fall in love with the products, expand your knowledge on the product. So for me, this is every time I put in an order, and even still now, 2 years in, every time I place an order, I use a new product. So that's expanding your knowledge, and you're then able to, oh sorry, Charlotte's just texted to say she can't see my slides. I think that's sorted. I think we're sorted. So yeah, the next method is retailing. Lots and lots of different methods of retailing. Some brilliant ideas in your first step to manager book, and Charlotte covered the majority of them on the rolling program. And as we all know, the last one is sponsoring. So if you sign somebody on a new Bob box, business owner box, that's 2 case credits. Right. A little quote for you. I love this quote. A Sunday well spent brings a week of content. So I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of person that needs structure and organisation. Not having a plan makes me absolutely crazy. I've literally got a list for a list. So whilst I see that I'm the extreme of this scale, I'm sure you can all relate to the fact that there's no better feeling than going to bed knowing that as soon as you wake up, you're ready to take action. So make a plan and work your plan. So the first of tonight's speakers, I have no idea how to do this, Dan. Give me a minute. The first of tonight's speakers is my little superstar, Danielle Whitehouse. So believe me, Danielle does not do things by halves. She never stops at 4 personal CCs and can quite literally recruit in her sleep. She's been in the business for 18 months now, and despite personally being on an absolute roller coaster, she plans to hit manager by April, and I have no doubt she will absolutely smash it. So I'm just going to scroll through and see if I can find her. Got ya. Can you hear me, Dan?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. You alright?
Yeah, you can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, babe, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
Do you want me to start, yeah?
Yeah, fire away.
Hi everyone, I'm quite new to this, so please bear with me as well. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Danielle. I'm currently on maternity leave at the moment. I work full-time at Aviva, an insurance company. Obviously not something I want to do for the rest of my life, so luckily found Forever. I joined Forever about a year and a half ago now. My reasons why I joined the business have changed since having my little boy, but before I started Forever, I wasn't in a great place. In 2013, I had an ectopic pregnancy and was told it may be difficult for me to get pregnant again. I did actually get pregnant again in 2014, but sadly miscarried. Obviously, I was heartbroken at the time, and as you can imagine, I'm normally a very outgoing person, but this was very obviously slowly killing me. But I rarely went out and put lots of weight on, which isn't like me at all. I used to dance a lot, and I used to be pretty fit, to be honest. But luckily, Abby Nelson introduced the business to my best friend Megan, who joined, and I quickly joined the day after she did. I trusted her really. I didn't look at the business very much. I just started because she did. I did the Clean 9 straight away. I lost £9. Obviously, my belief in the business then and the products was amazing. Not long after that, I became pregnant again, and this time I got my beautiful little boy. I do believe that the products made me in the right frame of mind and body to carry the baby. So obviously, my belief in the products was amazing. I became supervisor in just under 4 weeks, which was great. But like an idiot, when I got pregnant with Henry, I started to drift away from the business. So did my team. So in July, when I was 36 weeks pregnant, I thought, what am I doing? I want to get back into this. I obviously want to go back. I don't want to go back to work when I've had Henry. So in that month in July, I recruited 5 people, which again was amazing. But then my little boy came along, and he was my priority. So after 4 days of him being born, he had a heart operation. So as you can imagine, my head wasn't in the right place for the business. But I forgot all the past now, and I've started from scratch. So since November, I've done my 4 case credits every month, and I will continue to do so. Luckily, my business hasn't fell downhill altogether, as my friend in my team, Faye Clark, is building an amazing business, and I hope some of my team are listening in tonight to support me. But I'm so proud of Faye. I mean, she's had a little one a week after me, and she's been consistent throughout, so a big shout out to Faye. And she hit supervisor as well. So my why now is completely different. I obviously want to be financially stable, but obviously I don't want to go back to work. I mean, my son is still being tube fed, so it's quite difficult to obviously get a childminder or get him to nursery, because obviously I don't want other kids to pull it out, and it's just a nightmare. So I'm really going for it 110%. So all I would say is the key to this business, and as I've learnt the hard way, is to just don't just recruit people and expect them to go on and be a diamond manager, because it doesn't work like that. You need to show them that you are consistent and be a role model to them, and involve them in everything that you do. I mean, my mistake is I've never been to a success day, and Charlotte will shoot me to this day. I've never been to one, so obviously that's in my priority for February. So enough about me anyway. So to help you, recruiting wise, like Abby says, I do recruit pretty well, but my fallback is keeping the team involved and consistent. But I know if I speak or message to 15 people a day, by the end of the week I know that I will have at least 20 people looking at the links on my pipeline. So numbers are pretty important. So you need to know how many people you need to talk to get that amount of people on your pipeline. I don't give up until I take at least one person to a business presentation. Last week, the week before, when we had a home business presentation, within 10 minutes I got 2 people to come, because I wasn't giving up. I had 10 minutes to go, and I was making sure I got someone to come with me. So instead of the Sheffield, well, we always go to the Sheffield BPs, but we've started to do a home one, our team, and we've only done one so far, but we're going to make sure we're consistent with that. With this as well, you might laugh at this, but I also fib at some of my close friends, obviously the ones that I think would have potential, but I ask them just to come along to a business presentation, because it makes me look better if I take someone. You never know, they might see something in it for them, and then obviously they'll join, and job's a good one. Like me, if you're off work on maternity, or if you have a day off work or at weekends, just go out for a walk to a different area, post a business card or flyer. I've started to do this, I didn't before, but I've had 2 people contact me on Facebook now, and obviously we all know Charlotte joined that way, so I would definitely recommend that. I've also started recently messaging my brother's friends on Facebook rather than just mine. I've got 10 people looking at the links from this. I didn't Facebook stalk them and see if they've got a baby or if they're at uni. I just sent a brief message about the business and asked if they wanted some more information. They've all replied so far. Some have said no and some have said yes, that's fine. But the new way of what we've all been doing is I would definitely recommend going out placing contact marketing. It's amazing. I've got 5 new people on my Who Do You Know list now. I just took Henry along with me, and luckily just went up to mums with their prams and just spoke to them. It's been really good, and I really appreciate that great idea from you both. Retail, as I said before, I have been on and off with the business, but I'm not now. Luckily, some of my customers did still buy from me every month. I didn't quite get my 4CCs, but I did still put orders in. But I did have to build up I have had to build up my customer base from scratch again. So if you're listening tonight and in the same boat as me, it's totally doable. In November, I didn't recruit anybody, but I did my 4CCs just through retail. All I did was message my old customers and I offered them a free gift with the normal order, something like a tooth gel or a hand and face soap, so you know that they'll buy this again. I've actually got 2 Prosecco Pamper nights booked in, which I'm really excited about actually, because I don't really do launches apart from that being a business launch. I'm pretty excited about that because it will be all new customers. So it will obviously build up my customer base back up. My aim on these nights is to also get at least 5 people sent the links and 2 recruits from each party night. If there's more than 10 there, then I'll expect to get 8 people sent the links. So, and another thing that I do is I also re-message my Clean 9 customers. I find this quite crucial because not just to get them interested in the fit programs, but if they enjoyed the Clean 9 challenge, why not keep in contact and offer them the drinking gels or the shakes or what have you? most of my customers didn't know that you could buy the items separately. If I had messaged them and asked them if they were still interested in drinking gel, they wouldn't have known. Most of my Clean 9 customers are now drip gel drinkers. This can get you 4 cc's each month without even recruiting, so I would definitely recommend that. So I hope this has helped you all in some way and wish you all the luck this year. And I'll see you all at Manager's Incentive. Bye!
Ah, thanks, Dan. You're brilliant. I love that. Okay, so next to tell a story tonight is the amazing Jasmine Marshall. So personally, I don't know Jasmine. We've not met yet. Jasmine is in Steph's team, and I've been told some brilliant things. So she's placed an order today, which takes her to already 5 cc's personal this month. She's only just joined the business in mid-December and is already going for base month. Jasmine really understands the importance of training and events. She's already been to Success Day, she's on Go Soaring, and she's travelling all the way to Liverpool on Sunday for Steph's masterclass. Brilliant. I'm just going to scroll through and find you, Jasmine. I'm rubbish at this answer. Right, I found you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Hi.
Are you alright?
I am. You?
Good, yeah, brilliant, thank you. Are you ready?
I am.
Cool. Fire away.
Hi everybody, my name's Jasmine. As you have just heard, I'm a little bit nervous. This is a bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone, so hopefully you'll stick with me. So yeah, my name's Jasmine. I live in Liverpool. I'm originally from down south, pretty much near where Steph is, and I've been in the business since the second week in December. I was approached by Steph on LinkedIn and was interested straight away, basically because I've always wanted to be my own boss and have my own business, but I'm currently a medical rep. I've been a medical rep for about 9 years and I earn good money and I do love my job, but I want to be my own boss, and I want to have my own business, and that's what I'm driven to do, but I just never saw a way that I would ever be able to do it without taking a significant cut in my current wages. I was with somebody for 15 years and I have a 10-year-old son, and last year I split up with my partner, and it's put me in a position where obviously I'm the main earner in my household now and I have to think about my financial security moving forward. So when Steph approached me, I pretty much snapped a hand off, and within 2 days I'd signed up for the business. 2 days after I'd signed up for the business, and in my heart, I knew when I signed up that this was going to be something that was going to make a huge difference to my life and it was going to be my future. I went to Success Day on the 12th of December, and working in a global corporation as I do within pharmaceuticals, I'd been to some conferences, but I'd never seen anything like Success Day. It literally blew my mind. I was completely overwhelmed and I couldn't believe that there were so many people there that were just ordinary people. They weren't even salespeople, they were just regular people, police officers, teachers, warehouse people, just regular people telling their stories about how Forever had changed their life. And I just knew in my heart instantly that this was going to change my life. So very quickly, just to give you a bit of background, I started the business. I knew it was something that I really, really wanted to do. I knew I could work it around my current job, and I knew it was going to give me what I wanted. Within a couple of weeks, Christmas was approaching, and life gets in the way, and I had a flood in my house, and then I got really sick with a chest infection and pretty much was bedbound and housebound for 3 weeks over Christmas and New Year. Didn't get anything done that I wanted to do with the business. I was so eager and keen to get started, I could not wait. But what I did do was I stayed focused. I'd already had some negativity from some friends who'd said, oh, you don't want to get into network marketing or pyramid schemes and all that kind of stuff. And I just blocked it out. I just thought, this is my life, it's my future, it's what I want to do. I'm not going to listen to anybody else. I knew this business is what I wanted to do, and I stayed focused. I contacted friends and family. I listened to
CDs, YouTube. Andy Waring's voice is forever imprinted on my head because I've listened to every audio boom that he's done repeatedly. Jim Rohn, I've just listened to loads of stuff because I just think the biggest setback to me in this business will be me and my mindset and how I feel. And the biggest success in this business will be me and my mindset and how I feel. So I had to just stay focused, and I couldn't wait until I could get back out and really start talking to people about the business and the products, which I love. They're amazing, and I use them every day. And as Sharon Bott said in Go Soaring, which I went to recently, I didn't want to let stuff get in the way of stopping me having my dream. So yeah, in the first month I was slower than I wanted to be. I was a bit disappointed really that I hadn't got off the ground, but I decided early on to commit to as many training sessions as I could. I'd find the money somehow, it would come to me, and it has. I've had things happen to me that haven't happened to me for a long time, where money's just literally appeared because I just thought I've got to go on the training sessions. So I got to go on the Success Day on the 12th of December, which was amazing. I booked Go Soaring, and I went to the first one on the 17th of January. The next one's on my birthday, which is the 7th of February, which is the best birthday present I think I have. I've got Steph's Masterclass, which she's organised for the 31st of Jan, and I'm also about to book the Success Days for February at the end of the month. And I just wanted to say really that the training that I've been exposed to online and that Forever have done so far has just blown me away, because being in a corporate environment, I've been exposed to some phenomenal training and speakers. I've seen some of the best motivational speakers in the world, and I know that the pharmaceutical companies pay thousands of pounds to listen to those people speak. But listening to Andy Waring and Steph and all of the other people that I've heard online, it's so motivational. It inspires me, and it makes me feel like I just want to really soar with my business. So for me, training is the most important thing that I can possibly do at the moment, because these people are experts, and if I don't listen to them, I'm not going to learn anything. So yeah, so far this month, I'm 5.5cc active as of today. I did a launch party, my first launch party on Friday, which a friend put together for me, and Steph came online on Skype, and it went really well, and I loved it. And I'm finding that everybody I talk to about the products just absolutely loves them. Everybody bought something on Friday, and it was fab. I felt really, I was just buzzing really, because I just love talking about these fantastic products. The recruitment side kind of let down a little bit, but that's something that I am working on, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I've got another launch party booked, which is at my local hairdressers where I go, and they've all products. All the girls in there have bought products and are supporting me massively. And it looks like at the moment we only launched the event yesterday on Facebook, and we might have to do 2 events and split it. So there's a really good response so far. And obviously my aim here is to not just tell the guys about the brilliant products, but also to get some recruits on board as well. I've got my first solid prospect coming to a business presentation in Manchester in a few days' time, where Lisa Prescott and Dan Watson are speaking. And I just know this guy that I've got coming with me is going to come on board, and I think I really need that just to give me that little bit of a lift with my recruitment, because it is scary going out there and putting yourself outside of your comfort zone. And I know I don't speak to enough people at the moment, but I'm working on my Hot 100, which is my homework from Go Soaring. I've ordered 5,000 recruitment cards, which are coming next week, and I'm aiming to get as many of these out as I possibly can. And there's going to be no excuses or reasons now why I can't promote my business to everybody, and where it's appropriate, get people on board with me. And I've just got to take that fear that I've got that it's not going to work or it's not going to happen, which sometimes you do wake up in the middle of the night and think, oh, am I going to be able to do it? But I know I am, and it's quite exciting to think that I'm going to push myself out of my comfort zone. So when I get those negative things from my friends, I'm not going to let them affect me. I'm just going to take them on board and let it empower me really to carry on, because I want to show everybody that this will work for me and it's going to work, and that they're going to want something like I've got, and they're going to come to me and ask me to be part of this business at some point as well. Just a couple of things before I finish that I picked up from Go Soaring that I wanted to share. I am a really naturally chatty person. I'll talk to anybody, but I do find that sometimes it's my agenda when I'm talking to people rather than theirs, and that's what I learned from Go Soaring, was that when you're forming people, don't worry about what you're going to say next. Just listen to what they've got to say to you, because then you're not thinking, oh, I've got to prospect this person, or I've got to sell the business to them, or I've got to get them to buy in. You're just talking to them. And when I started doing that and not thinking about whether they were going to join my business or not, I've had a much better response from people who are interested and who want more information. And I feel comfortable giving them my card, my business card. And also the other thing is, the thing I picked up the quickest when I was on Go Soaring is that I'm going to just use the tried and tested techniques that Steph teaches me when we do our planning, and that Andy talked about on Go Soaring, because there's no point in reinventing the wheel. These people are successful at what they do, and if I listen to what they tell me to do, and obviously bring my own style into it and how I speak, so I don't seem like a sort of robot and parrot fashion, just reading the script, but how it's comfortable for me, but just use everything that they tell me to do, because I know it will make me successful in my business. And just be more open in my communication style. And also the other big thing for me from Go Soaring was that I'm now starting to own my time rather than manage it. So I'm a full-time single parent. I work full-time, and life's a bit mad, but it's about making decisions that will help me create more opportunities to develop my business, my forever business. And my aim now is to just get to supervisor, and yeah, be at a point where I can eventually take control of myself and my life and not have to do the job that I'm doing now anymore, even though I'm grateful for it. I love it. But yeah, so thank you for listening. I hope that's been helpful, and good luck.
Jasmine.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're brilliant, thank you. You sound more professional than I do.
I doubt that.
Oh, you were brilliant. Thank you very much.
All right, darling, bye.
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 Oh, how amazing were they? Okay, so next slide for the last 10 minutes. I'll briefly take you through my top tips for the business. I'll try not to waffle. I do that when I'm nervous. So number 1, reconnecting, building relationships, not being Facebook reliant, and definitely not spamming. So this is something I feel really strongly about, partly because I've learnt this the hard way. So to begin with, Facebook worked really well with me. I literally relied on Facebook, and I pretty much started my business through retailing Clean Nines. I totally ignored the advice that I'd heard over and over about using 3 different methods of contacting. We've got to remember that this is a people business. You've got to care, and you've got to be interested about people. Interested in people even. So for a long time, my main focus was to still do the activity of being full-time alongside actually working full-time. So recently, Charlotte and I did my stats a few months ago and figured out that I was doing 13.5 hours a week just contacting on Facebook. That's ridiculous. Yes, I was building my network daily, but as you can imagine, my results became fewer and fewer. I'm going to be really honest with you, I turned into an absolute robot. I was so focused on doing the activity and being consistent that I'd totally removed people from the equation. I didn't even care what they said back to me. I couldn't remember the previous conversation we'd had. That's not what this business is about at all. I'd lost the excitement for what I was doing. And not surprisingly, the lack of results had a massive impact on my mindset. So now, I still add 3 people a day, from people from work mainly, or people, mutual friends. I will then contact them and tell them why I've added them. I reconnect with 3 people a day, just get into a general conversation. Some of these people have totally ignored my last messages, but when I've messaged them just to check in and showed an interest in them, they've replied straight away. I do still contact 3 people a day on Facebook, but I do it with a more direct approach, and I never, ever, ever copy and paste. And I will take that to the grave. I will never do it again. So my main focus now for contacting is just going out and making friends, hence why Charlotte and I created the prospecting checklist. Number 2, Be mindful and present at all times. So don't just be busy being busy. Take notice of your surroundings and pay attention to people. I'd become so consumed with what I'd got to get done, how I was going to do it and when, I prevented myself from actually doing it. So I was constantly on my phone. I'd walk past people in corridors, not even notice them. The security guard at work even actually mentioned a few weeks ago, he was like, oh, cracking up, she's not even on her phone today. I mean, how embarrassing is that? So to give you an example of while I was at work one day last week, just by being mindful rather than on my phone constantly, I got out of the car first thing in the morning and saw Dawn, who was a technician at work, and she looked absolutely shattered. So I literally just said, morning Dawn, is everything alright? And she was like, oh, not really, love, my head's all over the place at the minute, I just can't sleep. So all I said was, oh, bless you, actually I think I've got some samples in my office that might help you. I'll bring you some over on my lunch break. So that was one product conversation. Second, I did as I said, brought some samples, I emailed her over the information. When I went down to the office at lunchtime, Dawn wasn't there, so I explained to Alan, one of her colleagues, what I was leaving and why. And straight away he said, oh, my wife has trouble sleeping, could I try some? So 2 product conversations. And then later that day I was chasing up a student as usual, and I passed one of the maths tutors on the corridor. And he said, oh, you look in a good mood. And all I said was, oh, I feel brilliant actually, I did a 9-day cleanse last week, I've got loads of energy. And he was like, oh God, I could really do with that. So I said, oh well, I've got a few bits to do at a minute, and I'll send you some information over later. So 3 product conversations in one day at work, just by being present, by taking in my surroundings and speaking to people. I have a massive problem with overthinking things. We really shouldn't. Just seize the moment. So the next tip is be a product of your product. So I've now got 6 regular gel drinkers just in my department at work. That's purely because I leave it in the fridge on both campuses, and I drink it first thing in the morning when they're all in there making a drink. I never do it on my own. Same with the Clean 9. I took it to work. I made sure that there was somewhere in the kitchen every time I had my supplements, every time I drank my gel, or every time I was preparing my free foods. The box stayed on the side. I've got supplements, aloe lips, sanitizer, moisturiser on my desk. I don't even have to mention them. They come to me. So basically using the products at home and not telling anybody or showing anybody isn't enough. You've got to get them out there. Just save yourself a job. If your products are visual, they'll approach you. Okay, so the next one is customer care. I don't know if anyone's read this book. The book that I'm currently reading is a book by Sinek or Sinek. It's called Start With Why. So it's got a chapter about the importance of customer loyalty. So most businesses manipulate customers by offering discounts or incentives to buy from them. So obviously that works, but it's a constant cycle. It's not long term and it doesn't create loyalty. They'll buy there if you're offering something that somebody else isn't. So you need to show your customers that you care about them, that you're grateful for them, build a relationship, and in return they'll show loyalty to you. So again, pay an interest in them as a person, thank them regularly, make them feel appreciated. There's lots of ways you can do this. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3, but Charlotte's covered this in the rolling programme. Maybe next time you go around to deliver their order, take them some products and just say, oh, I tried this the other day, they just made me think of you. Generally, you'll find if they love one of the products, they'll love them all. So then last, definitely not least, mindset. I'm not going to go into this loads. We all know how important your mindset is, me more than most. So in the words of Diana Page, and we all love Diana, I could literally sit and listen to her all day. If you don't remove the noise, you'll stand still. So mindset is crucial in everything we do. And every single one of us should be starting and finishing the day with mindset. You've got to be in control of your own thoughts, and I know how difficult that is. It's just something we've got to master. And why? Because thoughts become things, we should be able to recite these things that we're listening to. Okay, so that's that. And there's a little quote on the bottom. Next, congratulations to all the 4CC achievers so far this month. We've had an absolute nightmare trying to get all the photos on today. That way back week seems to have left everybody putting baby photos on. So you'll have to excuse me if I will try and read all your names out and try and pronounce them correctly. I apologise if your photo's not on the screen. Massive congratulations and keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. So here's a list. Jen Batchelor, Steph Barnsby, Nikki Beresford, Kaylee Bowskill, Faye Clark, Steph O'Kelly, Simona Brooke, Joanne Buck, Jodie Bull, Frank Parner, Cheryl Catherwood, Charlotte Corbett, Tina Crowley, Debbie Embleton, Sarah Fox, Helena Gray, Chris Hill, Liz Hill, Kelly Hobbs, Nikki Hoyle, Amanda Hughes Lubeck, Kelly Hutton, Nicole Afiji, Gillian Jones, Nikita, Ladija, Charlotte Lamb, Katie Lucas, Martin Menahan, Kerry Oldfield, Charlotte Pridmore, Louise Rowley, Amanda Sales, Alison Sanderman, Sarah Stevens, Laura Thomas, Claire Todd, Debbie, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, but well done, Debbie, Christina Ward and Sue Hickman. Congratulations, guys, you're all doing a brilliant job. So a few dates for the diary. Hopefully you'll all have these in and booked by now. So there's a masterclass Sunday the 30th with Steph and Julie. Special guests including Charlotte Pridmore and Andy Waring. So that'd be fantastic. There's the Southern Sizzle on February the 3rd. The Northern Sizzle is February the 8th. Then the QLS one-day event on March the 20th. And the Success Day dates for this year are February the 20th and 21st, June the 4th and 5th, September the 3rd and 4th, and December the 3rd and 4th. The link below is where you can all access your tickets. You can either buy a weekend ticket or you can buy separate days for the Success Days. And then the last quote that I'm going to leave you with. I believe in the person I want to become. So the reason that I posted this is, for me, personal development and the person that I want to become is my why. So we all know that self-belief and mindset are the hardest aspects of what we do, and becoming that person is a long journey. So what if, to start off, we could just be that person for 30 minutes a day and then build it up? So kind of create an alter ego. When you're out content marketing, remove the self-doubt and just be that person just for a few minutes. They have no idea who you are. They don't know that you're not confident. You can be whoever you want to be. So I know it sounds totally crazy, but you never know. It might be the best thing you've ever done. Okay, I'm going to leave you on that note. Thanks again for speaking tonight. Girls, you were absolutely fantastic, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you all have an amazing week, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you.